Good afternoon, Michael Shotnick, branch manager of Sierra Pacific Mortgage, picking up where we left off on the first video regarding Zillow Offers. So the last place we left it is my client, or our client had gone through the initial phases with this new Zillow Offers product. They inquired, Zillow presented a soft offer, and inspections were done. What has transpired since the first video and since those events was Zillow came back with a final offer, which aligned with their first offer that was done before inspections. So as we discussed, and I don't know if I gave this number, but Zillow offered $611,000, and then with fees, so Zillow fees, $5,000 for miscellaneous repairs. The number to our client, the seller, was $560,000. So they build in, what is that, $50,000 for costs, agent fees on their side, I assume, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really, really expensive. And what the impression was is that the product was designed for a motivated seller, someone who needed to close quickly. So Zillow, a large corporation, has the cash to close in what they say is, I think, 10 days, but it seems like it's more, maybe 2 weeks from start to finish, which is still pretty quick. But even a finance buyer can do that if set up properly. So formal offer was received, aligned with the initial offer, and some of the details in there were questionable. The repair costs that they listed were pushed back on, and this went through the real estate agent. So even though Zillow does not pay the real estate agent, they still respect the agent-client relationship and went to the agent. The agent then communicates with the seller. So what happened is the seller/agent pushed back on Zillow regarding this final number, because the property's in great shape, doesn't need much repairs, and Zillow basically said, no, final number, take it or leave it, kind of thing. And at that point, they gave 72 hours to make a decision on their offer. The client took the number, and at that point, there was no commitment other than time, so they didn't have to pay for any of the inspection fees. So it was really just there in the agent's time going down this path. So they took 72 hours, weren't in position to make a decision at that point, and they really wanted to buy a little more market time, and asked for an extension from Zillow on the offer. Zillow did extend the offer, giving them another 72 hours. So in total, what is that, 6 days after the offer was received, the amount of time that was given to kind of formally respond. Within this period, Zillow did provide a copy of the inspection and a formal purchase contract. It's not the Colorado purchase contract. It's a proprietary, drawn up by Zillow attorneys, I guess. So the verbiage and language is a little bit different, but it does flow like a traditional purchase contract. So formal offer was given. 6 days later is when a decision had to be made, and it came down to really the net number. We know that the market is softening, and probably because of the time of year, but with the Zillow fees in there, so starting with a discounted offer and then substantial fees in there, that bottom line was really, really significantly lower than a traditional sale, and that's where my clients decided that it probably wasn't the best option to pursue. So that's where it was left. But it was really interesting to work through it and see the whole Zillow process, and I think it is, it is and can be a good product for the right situation. I don't know if the Denver market at this time is the perfect place for it, unless the property is in really, really rough shape. And it'd be interesting to see how Zillow handles those kinds of properties, because I'm assuming they have third-party contractors lined up to address work and such. But interesting to work through it. I do think it can be maybe a last ditch effort for a seller who has to sell and needs to sell quickly. So there's some value there, but from a traditional perspective, I just think it cuts too deep into the seller's profits to make sense out of it. And on the agent side, I think it may make an agent, may make it harder for them to kind of retain their position in a sale, but Zillow did seem respectful of their position and honored kind of the presence of an agent via kind of their chain of communication. So that's that. If you have questions, need to chat about it, are preparing to purchase a home, need to close quickly, need 30 days, whatever you need, we're here to help. Michael Shotnick, Sierra Pacific Mortgage.